Hey y'all, for today's happy hour with the Flying Longhorns, we are taking a trip to South Africa to have the classic sundowner beverage, a gin and tonic. It's a pretty easy one to make. If you like gin and tonics, you've probably had a bunch of them and made it for yourselves. But this is one of those drinks where, because it's so simple, literally gin and tonic and lime, the quality of your gin and your quality of your tonic are gonna make a big difference. We're gonna start by adding ice to your drink glass. Next up, you're gonna add your gin, and everybody has their own ratio of how much gin to tonic they like, whether you're making it a lighter gin and tonic or a bit of a stronger one. Add your gin, then I like to actually add my lime at this point. Squeeze that right on in. I'm kind of a 2-lime gal. You can decide if you like 1 or 2 limes in your gin and tonic. And then top with your tonic of choice. There you go. Cheers, enjoy. The gin and tonic drink that we know actually has a very interesting history. Tonic water is actually carbonated water infused with quinine. And quinine comes from the bark of the cinchona tree, which is native to South America. The South Americans knew that the bark of the cinchona tree was good for treating fevers, but it was the European conquerors in that area that first realized it could be used to also treat malaria. Malaria was a huge problem in the 17 and 1800s when Europeans were going out and exploring tropical lands such as India and Africa and also South America. Once they realized that quinine from the cinchona bark tree was used to prevent and treat malaria, this really allowed the Europeans to begin venturing and exploring these tropical lands. So the quinine that the British Army was using was a powdered form and it tasted very bitter. So what they realized is if they added in sugar, more water, lime, and gin, it made taking of the quinine as a malaria preventative a lot more pleasant. And thus our today's gin and tonic was born. So if you like gin and tonics, you've probably had them all over the world, in your hometown, in your home itself, and you don't necessarily associate them with a specific region. However, gin and tonics are the classic sundowner beverage in South Africa. This started back when the British Army was in South Africa and they started mixing their quinine tonic with gin. This was something that they kind of did at the end of their workday, kind of like our happy hour now, but they called it sundowners, and it sort of represented the transition between the working day and the evening hours. Even today on South African safaris, oftentimes your tracker and ranger will pull the vehicle over to the side of the road during a beautiful part of the evening, right around sunset, and pull out the ingredients for a proper gin and tonic right there in the African bush.